Can you just explain the connection there a little bit for us laymen? That you know, like, what? That's not just in my head.
It is.
Or is it? Yeah.
It is.
Yeah.
Welcome to the full Momty. You know it's hard out here being moms. We always seem to get the job done. What? Moms, they run the world. Moms, they run the world.
Hey, Jackie.
Hi, Vonia. Hi, guys.
Hello.
Welcome to
The Full Momty. Sorry.
That's a little inside joke. How's it going?
Oh, Lord. It's good. This week has been crazy. I mean, our adventures this week have been wild in the fam. Mm-hmm. Solo parenting.
Yeah. Adam's still gone.
Yep.
Like in those movies.
Did I tell you that I fell? Did I tell you about this? Okay,
No,
so
you
know,
should have already told me and had a recording of it.
Yeah, well, here's what happened.
Okay.
So falling as an adult is so embarrassing in general, but I was by myself. It was dark. And when you're used to having a partner do stuff for you, you split the duties, like somebody does the dishes, somebody does the laundry, blah, 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 all the duties that with kids. Well, least favorite thing, and not that we're like gender, like, but he takes the freaking garbage out.
Sure.
Okay?
It's the least they can do.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And I get like rageful just thinking I have to do that because that's just one more thing on top of the thing.
Yeah.
So I decided to put my earbuds in. I'm listening to a book, which is my new thing. I'm loving it. I can like.
Is it the slutty one?
No, it's not. But I started that one.
Okay.
Yeah, I'll tell you about that later. But so I'm just listening, and I'm like really at a good part, and I got all the cans out or whatever they are, the freaking bins. And it was dark, and I didn't know that like our car was plugged in, and I tripped, and I fucking fell hard.
You ate
my
it.
knees, like I have like both knees are skinned. This finally just like, but do you see the scar?
Oh God!
Anyways,
it was a sad fall. I was hoping it was like a funny trip and down.
And I laid there.
Oh no!
And I cried, tears, and I just was like. And it was right when, it was at the beginning when he left, so I was just getting used to him being gone, and I was like, this is awful. But I'm okay. I'm okay now, and I'm healing. I honestly thought I was going to have whiplash or something, because I was really booking it. I was like, I got stuff to do. I'm walking with purpose.
Listen, just vibing with the story, just boom. And the dark, that sucks.
Oh, and the kids were cute, because they're like, I showed them, and they're like, because, and they brought me Band-Aids, so they took care of me, and I'm like, I don't think a Band-Aid's going to cut it, but thanks, guys.
Well,
it was very cute.
They're trying to take care of mommy, because you do such a good job.
Yeah, I mean, I hope so. But yeah, that was one of my like adventures this week where I was just like, God damn it.
Yeah. That sucks.
Yeah.
Sorry. I'm glad you're feeling okay. And it doesn't seem like it bruised your ego too much. It might have bruised the knees, but
I feel
you're
like,
back.
Exactly.
Yeah.
But as you get just a little bit, like we're obviously like, if we fall when we're old, we're breaking hips and stuff. Like I would have, oh my God. If I would have been an old person, I would like broken both of my hips.
You'd have been fucked up.
Yeah. That's why we got to stay strong. Mm-hmm. Keep those muscles.
I know. Yeah. And it kind of does, when you fall like that, you feel old.
Oh yeah. I mean, I really thought I was going to have whiplash the next day, but I was okay.
Yeah. You're like, I'm not supposed to be falling yet, but it was okay. Well, I'm glad you're better.
Thank you. Wait, but Jackie, this week didn't you dance? I'm sorry, I don't want to blow your cover here, but didn't you take a dance class this week?
Oh, I did. I took a Yaz class.
Oh yes, I love Yaz.
Jazz hands.
I am obsessed with it. I want to go with you next time.
Please do. Oh my gosh, it was so fun, because that's at the end of the episodes we talk about like what we do for ourselves, and that was my one thing.
Oh, sorry.
And I was a little
blew
rusty.
you up.
No, I'm just saying we did tell them. We told them about it.
Oh, we
did.
And I did
it.
Yeah, good.
Yeah,
I'm so proud of you.
And it was so much fun, and I'm rusty,
Yeah.
But it was a jazz class, and it was really, really fun. And I was like nervous to go.
Yeah. Were there a lot of people in there?
Yeah.
Was it like Steps in Broadway where it's like 5, 6, 7, 8, and they're like
a little bit, yeah. It was a jazz class, but it was like they played like a bunch of different music and stuff, and it's just like it's nice to be at an adult class where it's just like people like us just wanting to move, who like might have had a like bit of a musical theater or dance background. Like so it's, and I feel like the arts are where the fun people connect, in a way, like you similar vibes and brains and stuff.
It's true.
So that was really fun. And then I had a mom hang last night.
Oh my God.
I'm feeling it a little bit. And I don't drink that much, so I just had a little bit. But
Jackie hungover.
Yeah, just a tad. But that was fun. That was fun too. And we were singing Mariah Carey in the car, just blasting it.
Oh, that's fun.
That needed to happen.
Yeah.
Yeah. Just like gals and Mariah.
Yeah. I cried at work this week.
Uh-oh.
I know. Like in front of someone. It was a hard week at work, I'll be honest. I was like
falling. Oh. Okay. What happened?
Well, I don't know. It was frustration and I wasn't expecting to cry. Because, listen, I cry all the time. Whatever. I told my son, he's so cute. It regulates your nervous system, and he will say that. Like, when his friends are like, don't cry. And he's like, crying is good for you. It regulates your nervous system.
Good.
But this one, this was like a frustration tears.
Okay.
This was like, I couldn't talk. I was so furious.
Oh,
yeah.
Okay.
But,
okay.
And then the lady I cried at was like, you are always welcome to, you're not obligated to meet with me if you're having issues. And I was like, I was embarrassed.
Oh.
But yeah, work was really frustrating this weekend, so I have to get a handle on it. But, what are you going to do? What are you going to do?
Solo mom in it with a, demanding career.
I know. I don't know.
It's hard.
Have you cried frustration tears where you're so mad that you cry?
I probably, but I'm more of like I go in the red and like blind rage.
Okay.
And I think I just blame it on Italian.
Yeah, no, that's great.
But like I said, my Nana was Italian and she would cry, but she would also get really mad. So
yeah,
I'm more of like I get actually angry.
Yeah,
I
think I'm trying to do such a good job because I feel like I'm just
you want to regulate yourself.
I want to regulate myself, so I'm trying. And then when I was there, I was like, no, and I'm sorry, and that's like basically I was so frustrated. But
I wish I could have given you a hug.
Thank you. Well, next week I'm going with a new attitude. I'm gonna not be frustrated. I'm gonna. It's just a lot.
Yeah, that's a lot. Well, I mean, this kind of flows into our guest today, which I'm really excited about. Yeah. But Arielle Zeija.
Yes.
I just know her as Arielle because she's like my gut, mind, body counselor therapist.
Yes. Can't wait. I'm so excited.
Yes, but she was doing somatic work, and she gave me a little tip of regulating yourself. So when I say the rage, doesn't necessarily come out, but it's more anger.
Yeah.
But I have been doing that, and it's really helpful. She could explain it probably better, and I might even. But then my kids have started doing it.
Oh, really?
And it's the cutest thing. It doesn't work every time with them because they're almost 4 and almost 6, so it's not like they're gonna like nail it every time and never have a tantrum. But sometimes, and especially little Aria, like I'll look at her before she starts if she's gonna tantrum, and she'll go like,
"Oh my God, I love her so much,
good job, baby," And then them seeing me do it, and then sometimes I go in the full body and they think that's funny. Like they're like, what's she doing? And it kind of redirects them, if we were all getting snippy or whatever. But anyway, but I have specifically like talking about dysregulation or any, like I have had that a lot, like dysregulation emotionally. And I have found that a lot of it does coincide with my stomach and with my gut and with my health. Yeah. And it sounds obvious when I say it, but I really didn't put the connection together. So I would have stomach issues and get really sick. I mean, like my ultimate low is when I had to, I shit my pants outside of the preschool. And I didn't even shit my pants, actually. I made it to the tree. To the preschool tree. Nobody was around, thank God. The kids were around, though, my girls, and it was so stressful because I could not hold it, and I had to unload. It was a huge tree, though, so I was like in the middle. It was like a beautiful tree.
Yeah.
And it's the preschool tree because it's where all the children go to play after school. And we were there playing. Thank God no other family was there. And I just was like, there's no way.
Yeah.
I have to go.
Yeah.
And when you're like, this is happening. It's like the bridesmaids where she's like, she's wearing the wedding gown. She's like, it's happening.
Yeah.
She had food poisoning. I just had my stomach. Yeah. And I was like, this is crazy. And I was shitting. And then like there was the road, and the girls were like, I didn't know if I wanted them looking at me, you know what I mean? Because it was traumatic. They were like, Mommy, are you okay? Yeah, don't look at me. And I was like, don't look at me, look over there, but be careful of the road. Yeah, God, stay close, but don't stay close. This is sick. It was bad. Yeah. It was, and luckily it rained a few days after, and I'm hoping it just cleared it out. But I did have to warn my friend that goes there. Yeah. I said, you might want to stay with the tree.
That happened with my son when he was in TK. He was 4. It was like all the kids play after school, and there's no bathroom at the there was no bathroom at the park, and so I thought he just had to pee, and no, he just took a huge caca.
Was it diarrhea? Because mine was full explosion.
It was an explosion, but it was more like a soft serve.
Okay, yeah. Mine were it's explosive diarrhea. Like, and that's the only way to describe it.
Poor thing.
It's violent. Yeah. And then
I've been there before, but not
regularly. It takes a lot out of me. And then Nick, my husband, like that happened another time where I shit my pants on the way, and I realized I shit my pants too much. I realized this is not a recurring story that other people, you try to be like, yeah, remember that time you shit your pants? And they're like, Nope. Honestly, or my 3-year-old did it. Not an adult woman, mom. Yeah. And Nick was like, honey, the amount of times that you shit your pants, that is not normal. And then I thought about it, and I'm like, okay, my dad has shit his pants, my brother shit his pants, my sister shit her pants. So I'm like, it's normalized to me.
In your family, okay.
And my grandma, my nana, she would have diarrhea all the time.
Interesting.
And she would just say like, oh, I'm just nervous. Like, oh, it's just my nerves. That bitch had something like celiac disease or whatever I have, gluten intolerant. I mean, I don't know, lactose. So anyway, she was always sick. So it's in the genes.
Gotcha.
But when I shit my pants around my husband, that was the time. And then I ran in. I was running. When I don't know if this has happened to you before. You get like the hairs raised on and you're like, oh God. And it's like you feel like it's the worst feeling. Sweating. I was just running, and then I almost made it, and I think my butt knew that it was the toilet. You know what I mean?
It was like sphincter just let go.
It let go in the elevator.
Yeah. Oh no!
And I was like, luckily again, no one was around. God bless.
That's so lucky. Well, I will say, being on like performing on stage, people either want to throw up or poop, and I'm like I need to evacuate my bowels. Yeah. Or like right before I got married, before I walked down, I was like we were waiting. People were like the bridal party were walking down the church aisles, and I ran down to the cradle roll room and evacuated explosive diarrhea. In one of those short toilets too. So I had like my whole dress up, and so I can relate to the feeling nervous and like needing to poo.
Yeah,
immediately.
And it was gross. Nick said because I ran and he said it smelled like a homeless person had just run into the room, and but my dad, when he was visiting, he accidentally barely made it to the bathroom and shit all over the wall.
No,
and, I mean and my mom. We were on the roof. My mom got a phone call. It was my dad, and all we hear is oh Joe.
Oh no!
Oh no!
Oh no! By the way, I got to meet. I met her parents, and they're lovely human beings.
Yeah.
By the way, I adore them both.
Wrecked stomachs, though, from my dad's side.
So you've like always growing up, you've had like tummy issues, yeah?
For the most part, but especially in my early 20s.
Okay.
Yeah.
And then now you are, a little bit older than early 20s. Yeah. And you're getting some help. Like you're I mean, not help, but you're like.
Did someone just fart while we were talking about butt stuff and gut stuff? I think it's Tyler. He didn't fart. I think it's a chair. Honestly, farts are welcome, especially in this episode.
They are. Listen.
If anybody.
Listen to your body.
Your body, your choice.
And you don't want to.
Your farts.
Yep.
Okay, but wait.
But yeah, what I was just saying. Well, I was just saying, like, I think I'm excited for you because I know you've been feeling better lately.
I have.
Yeah.
Yes. Thank you for bringing me back.
Yeah. Well, no, just
I could go on and on about, but I stopped eating gluten. My sister, her doctor told her same thing, and so my doctor was like, you can cut it out, see how you feel for 2 weeks, and I cut it out and everything changed and I felt better. Except when I would get gluten bombed accidentally, because you have to learn like what's in everything.
Yeah.
So like,
because like even soy, right? Like soy sauce,
things like that.
She has well, like my best friends actually have birthday on the same day. Mike Jensen, Avron Mackey, both are. They're not they've never been like diagnosed celiac, but anyways, they're both gluten-free, and so I cook a lot of gluten-free stuff because I love them, and because I love to cook. So
yes, great cook. So figured that out, but then I just did that for a really long time, and I was like, I was still getting kind of sick though, and then like I went through the whole gambit, like went to got a colonoscopy, got because I was still getting sick, but I was gluten-free, so I was like, what's going on? And doctors, like, I know like there's a lot of hardworking doctors, and some doctors are awesome, but then you also kind of deal with like doctors that minimize your feelings, like you're like, no, I'm really sick, and they're like just looking for like bowel cancer or just something really, which is good to rule out, of course. And I was very relieved to find out that I didn't have that, but you feel a little gaslit, like you feel a little like they're like, well, you don't have bowel cancer, so you're fine. Try a low FODMAP diet, and they gave me a flyer. So, and that means like low, like basically like triggering foods for a lot of people. But then I realized like, well, I can't, now I'm eating like a rabbit. Like I was just withering away, and I was so hungry. They didn't tell me that like it's a whole process and like, here's what you should do. And finally, when I met Arielle, she was the only person that like took it fully, like asked me questions, and I'm like, well, yeah, other doctors should have asked me this, like stress. Well, they blamed it all on stress, but I was like, okay, but everybody's got stress. There's something else there's something physical happening.
Yes.
And so
and
then
it got worse after you had kids, right?
Yes, thank you.
Yeah.
Yes. It got worse. And then of course there's hormone imbalance.
If you're a parent or mom listening to this, and if you have a child with your body, your hormones are fucked.
Yeah, everything was out of whack. So it triggered something else happening. Because I have had a few years where I'm okay.
Yeah.
But so yeah, and I can't thank Arielle enough, and I'm excited to have bring her in because we got questions and she's got the answers. I don't know.
Welcome to the portion of butt stuff and gut stuff.
Butt stuff and gut stuff.
The full Momty.
Let's go with Arielle.
Okay, let's bring her in.
Hi.
Oh my God. Voila.
Hi. Arielle Zeija.
Just
say it right
with Arielle.
Okay.
Yeah, she's like Cher. Yeah, let's just one name. Arielle.
Okay. So this is my ex-husband's last name, and I'm still working on pronouncing it right.
Okay.
Like 20-something years later. Zeija.
And I just feel like an asshole because my last name is Viscusi.
I love saying Viscusi.
But a lot of people, it's not easy to say either.
Saying, like, excuse me in Italian.
Oh, that's cute.
Because part of it is.
No way.
Please, it's like something like, please excuse me or something.
Like,
which is so fitting.
Voice text Jackie like multiple times every day. And I'm like, hey, Theory. Because I won't say it too loud because she'll listen to me. But I'm like, text Jackie Viscusi because my mom's name is Jackie, and I have another lady named Jackie, and I've sent everyone things that I meant to send to my mom. So they're like, I think you mean this for someone else. Anyways, so welcome, Arielle.
Thank you. It's good to be here.
Oh, I'm so excited to have you on because you truly have helped me so much, and I'm like, I don't even know where to begin.
Wait, can I ask one question? You're also a mama.
See.
How old are your children?
My children are 12 and 8.
Oh, me too.
Yes, I have
oh my gosh.
girls.
Okay,
it's a fun
so
age.
Cool.
Right?
It is fun. It's a lot. Yeah.
Yeah.
Because my 8-year-old's a boy and destruction.
Oh.
But it's different. A little different. I feel like they're so different.
Oh, but your oldest is a girl?
The girl, yeah.
So is she also like 18 going on 30?
Yeah.
Like
it's intense.
I'm so scared.
Oh.
Yeah.
Whew.
I know.
Some good stuff.
I know. That's a whole other episode.
Yeah, let's do another episode because I'm going to need to like take notes because mine are still a little runts.
Yeah.
But
she's very sweet. She wants to be like make me proud. So when I ask her questions, she's like really like I know she knows. She's trying to make me she's trying to say the right thing. Anyways, she's super sweet, but I know things are happening, and she's obsessed with starting her period and all this stuff. It's just like a whole craziness.
Oh my God. Yeah, and she's got stomach issues. Just
my daughter
might not want everyone.
Lactose intolerant. That's fine. She's whatever if she eats, we do all the lactose stuff because but everyone in my family, my dad, my mom, my brother and sister, except for me. Actually, my mom might not be, but I'm not lactose intolerant. Sorry, we need to start though. Let's start.
Well, okay.
But yeah,
I mean, first of all, you've helped me not only identify what my issues are, but you've helped me through them. And you haven't told me just what I can't eat, but what I need to take so that I can eat more and have more of a food variety. So I did just want to say, like, that's a snapshot of how you've helped me. But then I want to just, like, get into you and what kind of brought you into this, like, line of work.
Oh, shit.
Yeah, like, what's your title?
We're like, I am a counselor.
Okay.
I'm a licensed mental health counselor in the state of Washington.
Nice.
So everywhere else, I'm a coach.
Okay. Yeah. Okay.
Right.
You're a counselor.
But before I was licensed as a counselor, I did, like, holistic nutrition work for 12 years.
Okay.
Yeah. So I actually got my master's in counseling way back when. And it kind of crazy. I was living in Germany and I was working with soldiers coming back from Iraq and Afghanistan. And so I was, like, firsthand an intern, like, oh my God, PTSD and traumatic brain injuries, this is big.
Whoa.
And I was dealing with my own, had an eating disorder. I had terrible digestive issues. Okay, so, like, that's happening in the background. And then I started learning about trauma. And I started seeing these people with severe trauma trying to fix their trauma or their mental health issues with their, like, pounding back energy drinks and eating nothing but Snickers bars and staying up all night. And I was so frustrated. I was like, fuck this. I have to go do, like, holistic nutrition and help people with that. Did that and then was like, oh, actually, no, they're the same. So, yeah, it was just kind of wild. It kind of came full circle. So... yeah, it's been a weird, long road, but... And
so it started from a, personal journey with it. And then what we've talked about is, like, you were starting to talk to other people about it. And they were like, I also have stomach issues.
Yeah, my stomach issues were awful. Like, I will never forget the first time I didn't poop for 3 weeks. Okay,
wow.
Like 3 weeks of, like, no matter what I do, nothing's happening. And it had just gotten, like, worse and worse. And same, like, my family growing up, my dad we'd, like, be on vacations at Disneyland and, like, 5 minutes away from our house. Like, we got to pull to a 7-Eleven because my dad has to take a shit.
Oh,
right?
no.
In the family. Which, by the way, my dad won't admit that he has stomach issues. He is an old school Italian, so he muscles through it and takes Imodium.
Oh, no.
Takes Imodium.
One time we were in Mexico and my dad went to the pharmacy and got a whole bottle of KO Pectate and just was like, hold on, guys. Just, like, started chugging.
Yep, like a coffee.
Wait, which one's Kaopectate?
It's, like, basically, like, liquid Tums.
Okay,
like, it's
okay. I was thinking it was the one that
like,
makes you barf, but that's something else.
Well, that would have been bad.
Yeah. I don't know what's worse.
I'm not a doctor.
I don't know.
But
like, pick an end.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
No, it was wild. Just like, so it was very normalized.
Yeah.
And if we ever had, like, a little bit of, like, diarrhea or whatever, it was just kind of like, well, this is normal. And then I was super overachiever, always going. Yeah. And after college, things started to get a little funky, right? And then I got married, and, like, shit hit the fan.
Literally, maybe.
But, yeah, right? But it didn't, ever.
Oh, right. You had the opposite problem.
Yeah, I had the opposite problem. It was like my whole body just shut down. And so I went to, like... my ex was military, so I went to, like, this on-base clinic, right? And I'm like, please help me. Yeah. And there's this tech sergeant who doesn't even have a degree in medicine, right? And he opens this little, like, pocket field guide book, and he's, like, looking up my symptoms and, like, what could it, and he's like, it says here you're constipated. And I'm like, no shit, Sherlock.
Oh,
like,
my God.
What a genius.
So he goes, we have to do an x-ray and look to see if anything's obstructing your bowels, right? So this is my first experience, by the way, with getting help with digestion. So talk about, like, laying the foundation. So I get an x-ray, and he's, like, showing me the wall, the photos, and he's like, you are full of shit.
Literally.
Thanks. So
thanks, bud.
Yeah, thanks. So they put me on daily laxatives forever. Oh, yeah. So this is how my journey began. And, in case you don't know, you're not supposed to be on laxatives forever. I know a lot of people who do that and who are and think it's normal and it's healthy. But again, it was like this, I got thrown into the deep end of having to learn about all of this stuff. Wow. And at one point, I mean, it was so bad. It hurt so bad to eat. I stopped eating. And then that developed into disordered eating. And that's what got me into mental health. And so it was a long, long road. And as you said, Jackie, like, every time I would talk about this, people would go, oh, well, I had that too, or I've experienced this, and I'm always in pain, and should I stop eating gluten, you know? And then, like, you get the annoying nutritionist questions where, like, you're just trying to eat dinner with friends, and they're like, should I eat sugar? Yeah.
You know? And, you're like, shut up and pass the Snickers.
Yeah, exactly. Like, do you feel good? Like, yeah. But it was like, there's so much misinformation and lack of information. About 6 years into my journey, I finally had a gastroenterologist look at me, and she said, we don't know shit about the digestive system. And I was like, what?
Yeah. Aren't you?
Have you been lies?
Right.
Like, lies. And she said, it's such a young part of medicine. And it took me a minute, but that was in 2000, I think like 2012. And she was like, it was only this year that we actually were able to see the entirety of the intestine by like developing this scope that you swallow. It goes down with a camera into your intestine. She's like, before this, it only on cadavers. And that blew my mind. I was like, so you all are here giving me this like IBS diet, and you don't know what the fuck you're talking about.
For a dead person.
Yeah,
essentially.
She was like, there's this whole umbrella, like IBS is just this umbrella term, and it's covering everything. And so I got pissed. And then that made me do what I do, which is like, okay, well, now I'm going to find out everything. Because I have to figure this out. Yeah. This is, like, I'm suffering. People are suffering.
Yeah. Wow. Yeah. Thanks for sharing. That is, that's relatable. And like, I, the part of the reason I'm so open about it, and I do kind of joke about it, but is because other people start sharing and then it's like more people have stomach problems than you would ever realize.
There are times where I think to myself, I'm tired of helping people with gut stuff. It's so complicated. And then I go use like a porta potty.
Oh, God.
And every time I'm like, everybody needs help. It's like what people don't realize, like it's not normal to have diarrhea all the time. It's not normal to be constipated all the time.
Right, or have the extremes on either end, like for 2 weeks you're constipated and then for a week you have diarrhea or whatever.
What's that scale? Isn't there like, there's...
The Bristol stool
chart.
Yes,
I only learned about that after watching Hacks, because the main girl, she brags that she has the perfect poop. I don't know,
like a poop.
no cut in the middle, or And I was like, I have to look this up.
She's blessed.
I was like looking it up, and it shows the picture of like the little ones all the way to like compacted.
I mean, it is possible. There was the first time I had like a normal poop in like 10 years. I literally ran out of the bathroom.
And take a picture.
I was screaming. I was so excited. I was like, yelled at my husband, like, look!
Yes.
Check out that turd, babe.
Yeah.
For sure.
And he was like, I'm getting you that shirt that says, I pooped today.
Like, it's a big deal. Oh, I do not take for granted a good shit. And I mean, like, not a destructive one or not. Because then I would have, like, a couple days of being constipated, too, and then I got the hemis.
Yep.
So it was like, and those are hot. So, like,
bad.
So it's just, okay. And then when I was saying that I was having the stomach issues, and then because I also do have depression and anxiety, and I realized whenever I would get stomach sick, then I would kind of get brain sick.
Interesting.
And vice versa.
And vice versa. Can you just explain the connection there a little bit for us laymen? What? That's not just in my head.
It is.
Or is it? Yeah.
It is.
Yeah. It's both.
Yeah. So a lot of people, like, even the term gut-brain connection, I think it's a bit of a misnomer, because we still think of it as separate. Like there's a bridge between the two. And I would say wipe that from your brain space, and your brain and your gut are the same. Like they cannot live without the other. In fact, they evolved together to help one another. So one cannot exist, right? Our gut tells our brain that we're hungry so that the brain can get food to give the gut to give the brain energy, right? Like these two things need each other so much. So because of that, we have a very intricate system of communication between the two. And so most people know about the nervous system, but the autonomic nervous system, the central nervous system, but there's an entirely different part of the autonomic nervous system called the enteric nervous system, and it's like a mesh system, and it lines your intestines. Oh, wow. So every time you eat, every time something is passing through your body, your brain is collecting data about like what's happening in that space. And then you have another nerve, a big one that runs through along your spinal cord called the vagus nerve. And it innervates your gut, your lungs, and your face. And so that runs into your fear center and your emotion center. So anytime your brain scans and says something's wrong here, or my emotions are telling me that I'm in danger, it sends a signal to your gut to stop working, because we need energy to run from a tiger.
Oh my God.
So stress, emotional stress, my thoughts, all of it are sending messages to my gut and telling it how to function.
Wow.
So then that can lead to food sensitivities and issues. And most people think the food sensitivity is the root problem, but it's actually the first line of symptoms.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
So Jackie and I were talking about this earlier, like, she's like, you're so lucky. Do you have just like a metal stomach? I'm like, yeah, I mean, I'm good. But then as we were talking, I remember when I was in my senior year of between my junior and senior year, my best friend died. I'm going to cry in every episode, just so you know. So far, we have. But anyways, after she died, I, had stomach issues. Yeah. So, but that whole year, and I basically had, a beginning of an ulcer. Mm-hmm. And, I mean, I knew it was because I was sad, But it's interesting to hear you talk about that, how the brain and the gut are connected.
They are.
Yeah.
And, I think we innately know. Right? We have a sense.
Yeah.
And that's the thing that I think that's really interesting about this is, like I mentioned, the part of the nervous system that connects to the gut, that gut instinct, it's not connected to the frontal area of your brain, the frontal lobe, which is all, if you think white Western science, philosophy, it's all frontal lobe. It's all rational mind, cognitive, reason, right? It's connected to our emotions and our senses, our literal felt sense. So it's that all of the things that I'm taking in about life and that I'm feeling that don't make sense, my body is registering and knows. And I feel like we have so suppressed that, that when we get in those situations, we know there's something going on underneath the surface, but we are taught, how do I think about this? How do I fix this? This has to have an origin and a solution, right? And it has to be rational and literal. Mm-hmm. So
yeah. Well, and then I do have some questions about, because I have had some emotional things go on in my life, of course, as all of us have had hard times, and but there also were some physical things.
Totally.
I had to figure out that I was also lactose intolerant. Mm-hmm. I had to do somewhat of an elimination diet so that there weren't so many variables, and track my food. You had me track my food. And so there were actual foods that were triggers. Mm-hmm. So, and then also from what I think you've told me and I've learned, your neurotransmitters, there's serotonin is made in the gut. Mm-hmm. So, a lot of your brain chemicals are made here.
Yeah.
So, I guess my question, and I'm sure it's not an easy answer, but, how do you know when I guess you're saying it's all connected, but how do you know for example, there are emotional things happening right now, but I'm not getting a stomach sick because I have these probiotics and these things that you've given me. How do you know if it's just not just, but emotional and stress versus, stop fucking eating cheese,
Totally. Like, how do I not gaslight my gut stuff and say it's just emotions?
Yeah.
Right? Yes, 100%. It's always, again, remembering it's both.
Yeah.
It's like we never want to treat one without the other, right? Because it's going to, if you're having symptoms, digestive symptoms, food is going to help. Like, and let's be real, like 95% of the time, if someone comes to me and they're like, I want to feel better, and I'm like, well, if you remove gluten and dairy and sugar, you're going to feel great. They're going to feel way better. And this is actually something that drives me nuts, because the wellness industry, and I mean, I could have paid a fucking down payment on a house with what I spent on testing, supplements. Like, I ate baby food for a year and a half to heal my gut. Like, I did all the things, right? And I feel like because we feel so powerless in this situation, there are so many things that we're told and fed of like, here's your answer.
Right.
And
or Dr.
then,
Google taking a rabbit hole, or an influencer.
And then we actually remove so many things from our diet without realizing we just need the support for our digestion to start functioning better, and we'd be able to eat more foods.
Right. That's what you helped open my eyes to. Like, that makes sense.
Right. And I know I totally just didn't answer your question at all, so let me
I think you did. Shorthand, you said both. It's
both.
Really both.
Yeah, but I think it's important to note that when we're, again, like supporting digestion, we're supporting a system that hasn't been working well. And if I have, most people are lactose intolerant, okay? Like, many of us are not designed to drink milk, and not the milk that's out on the shelves right now, right?
Right.
Same thing with gluten. A lot of people I know who are gluten intolerant can actually eat gluten, just not what's on the shelves right now. Right. And so they'll go to Italy and have gluten, and they're like, oh my God, I'm healed. And it's like, no, it's just the gluten you're eating isn't shit. So right.
Yeah.
So you're going to feel better no matter what, the more whole foods you're eating and the more of like a healthy diet you're eating. Right. So yes, absolutely do that. And then what we want to take a look at is what foods are causing me to have more of a stress response in my digestion. And in order to do that, we need to kind of do some kind of elimination or figure out what's bothering me. But again, you can take those foods out and it's a huge help, or you could just take some digestive enzymes. Right. And there are herbs and other foods that are medicinal that can come in and support rebalancing the gut flora, right? Like if you have SIBO, which we talked about, right? Like,
what is SIBO?
SIBO is small intestinal bacterial overgrowth.
Okay.
So let's say you've been super stressed and your gut just your motility stops working really well. You always have bacteria in your colon, and they're supposed to be there. But when your sphincters are more open, or sphincter,
I'm a 12-year-old boy.
Or you're constipated, or you're having diarrhea, or whatever, your intestines are stressed, that bacteria comes up into the intestines.
Oh, okay.
And it usually will cause an overgrowth, because in the intestines you have all of this food for the bacteria to eat and thrive on.
Okay.
So the idea in a lot of healing diets is, okay, well, now we're going to starve that bacteria by no longer eating the foods that feed them. So no fermentable foods, no certain types of carbohydrates. And it gets really specific. Like, I can eat some fruits, but not all fruits. I can eat some carbs, but not all carbs, or no carbs, or now I need to do carnivore, or now right. And then it becomes this slog through what diet is right. And you're upending your life, and it's just insane. Or you could use some amazing herbs that we have from the rainforests in Brazil, and they'll actually get rid of those bacteria that are extra. You know, you could go see a doctor and get the right kind of antibiotics for SIBO now, and it helps. And then you just focus on eating healthier, and it doesn't need to be like I'm completely upending my life and having to eat this really crazy diet.
Right. And something that you taught me too was like, even if you do the antibiotic or you do the elimination, your gut microbiome, I guess it's almost like you're wiping it, and you need to put more good like probiotics and more digestive enzymes into it so that it doesn't just flatline, not have it. Then you try to eat more food variety, and then you get sick again.
Yeah. Well, we're kind of like, a lot of us with anxiety or overthinking, we're the ones who have the gut issues. Mm-hmm. And so it's funny because when we try to solve them with the same thing that's causing them in the first place, which is I'm just going to fix what's wrong, mm-hmm. right? Mm-hmm. It's continuing the cycle. So it's a whole mindset shift. Mm-hmm. That's like, no, can I just bring in more good? Can I just focus more on what's going to help and support and soothe and create more diversity and and that's going to help with also the stress that's causing the digestive issues in the first place, right? And so many people are spiraling because they're like, okay, I'm stressed already. Now I have gut stuff. Now I'm more restrictive. Now I'm freaking out that if I eat this food, I'm going to feel like absolute shit, and then that's actually creating more stress.
Yeah.
And then their digestive issues get worse.
That's part of why I went through a period where I didn't even like food anymore. It was like, I don't know what's going to make me sick. And it was getting worse and worse, not just lactose. It was like foods that you think are healthy, apparently on this low FOD map, you shouldn't have, or like should limit. So like avocado, like there's like certain peanuts, like things that like you're eating, but it's all about what your stomach needs, not about what culturally we shouldn't eat.
Right.
Does that make sense?
To be fair, like I don't want to bash the low FODMAP diet. It works.
No, right? Me neither.
Like it's incredible. It was a university in Australia that discovered this. It was what exactly is feeding bacteria in the intestines, and if we take it out, they die, and then we don't have these terrible symptoms of SIBO anymore, right? So it works, but again, like it's intense. It's intense. The foods are healthy, but that term healthy, not healthy is like, as you said, it totally depends on your gut.
Right.
And then I think it's also really important, like kind of going back to your question, to talk about how do I know if it's emotions or gut stuff, and now how do I know what foods are good for me or what are bad for me? And people go to those food sensitivity tests.
Yeah.
Okay, that's a whole other thing, because the immune response that those food sensitivity tests are looking for, it's not telling you you're sensitive to those foods. And again, this is another thing that's like, oh, we're going to charge you $300 to do this food sensitivity. So did I. I did it like 5 times. And what's funny is you'll be like, oh my God, all the foods I've been eating I am sensitive to, because an IgG response, which is what it's measuring, is just telling you what your body is marking has been in your system. So it's literally just going to tell you what you've been eating.
Oh my gosh. Okay, wait, I have 2 questions. But okay, so one is, because I know, like, I have friends that probably will want to contact you, but they don't live here. So can you do like online counseling or coaching?
Everything is virtual.
Oh, everything's virtual.
Except Jackie.
Except Jackie gets up and she's knocking on her door. She's like, hi.
I'm so annoying.
Oh my God, that's so funny.
She's my special.
Okay, so that's great. I would love you to give us, like, before we go, like a rundown on how we can get a hold of you, and because I'm like, I was telling you, I'm like, I'm fine, but then I'm like, I don't know if I'm fine, actually, as we talk about this. Could I be better? Yes. So I would love to, but and then my second one is because I have kids, and I know you have kids, like, how do you, I don't know if your kids have issues at all, but like, how do we help our own children in this way, like with eating and like, and even knowing if they have problems. I mean, I don't.
Well, yeah, I think that takes us to like really understanding what is enough for me. right? And this took me a long time to learn, because part of my digestive issues came from my own anxiety and wanting things to be the best and perfect, and that perfectionism that, you know, led to the eating disorder and all of that. And it was recognizing how much of life I was missing because I was trying so hard. It's like so focused on what I needed to fix, right? I was missing what was already really good. And so especially with kids, I really like to take that approach, is like, you don't have to have perfect poops every time.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
It's okay. It's normal. Like, our bodies get gas because they can. Like, because we have this system that helps when things are not perfect. Right? So, but is it causing them significant pain? Is it causing them enough discomfort or like affecting their lives in a way where we're like, no, something needs to change, right? Then for kids, it becomes a lot about supporting them in, one, their nervous systems. So kids have a lot of demands these days, and I've struggled with this with my girls especially. It's like they're so stressed, and then they are going to screens to numb out, right? And not getting connection to nature and things that naturally just regulate the nervous system. So they're not even present or like knowing what's happening in their bodies when they're eating. So number one, just help them by being like, what does your body feel like right now? Just that in and of itself, to get them to tune in, to go like, how is my body feeling, is huge.
That's huge. I'm gonna do that for both of my kids.
Yeah, it's just, you know, and Jackie talked about like some of the like regulating stuff, getting them in their bodies. So like jump around, play, laugh, dance, like, and then have them personify their body. So like if your stomach was a creature, what would that creature look like?
Oh, yeah,
right?
cute.
And getting them to think about things and express them to you through creativity and imagination and visual and sensorial. Because again, we talked about that sensory stuff, right? When we're like, how many times have you pooped today and are you having diarrhea? Kids are like, what?
Wait, I know.
Right? like, does your stomach hurt? And they're like, compared to what? Right? Like, they don't know.
They'll be like, yes. And then they'll be like, my little one will be like, and that my arm hurts too. And then my foot hurt, my shoe hurts. I'm like, okay.
Or like if suddenly they realize they like don't have to go to school because their stomach hurts, right?
Yeah,
and then they're like, my stomach hurts all the time.
Yeah.
And so it's really about like, can we as parents, as moms, also come out of that like logical, I need words for this, and then go into like senses, like tell it to me like a 5-year-old. I do that in my sessions a lot, because people will go into story about what's going on. Oh, I ate this and then this happened and blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, okay, tell me what's happening in your stomach right now like I'm 5. And it's amazing what happens. They're like, well, oh my gosh, like I'm noticing that I can actually feel different sections of my gut, and I can actually feel what's happening in my body, and I never even noticed before. It's wild.
Yeah.
So you're tapping into that nervous system that already exists and already there. So teaching kids that is so valuable, because it's not just going to help them in the here and now, and help them, you know, at meals, maybe be like, okay, talk to me about like what does your body feel like while you're eating right now? So they become more mindful as they're eating. And then maybe an hour later, like, what does your body feel like after you ate that?
I need to write this down, but I'll listen to the podcast and remember. But I love that, because I feel like, well, my kids have issues. My daughter is actually a very good eater, but Calvin, my son, is a nightmare. It's great. It's fine. But I actually, during the pandemic, we moved here I don't remember, 5 years ago. And nobody wanted to go to the ERs because it was, you know, those times. Well, my son didn't know he had chugged 2, like, protein drinks that I had. Like, they were sweet, chocolatey.
Yeah.
Didn't know he did that. He was freaking out, like appendix. Like, I took him to the pediatrician. They came outside, did the whole thing. And the doctor was like, you need to take him to the ER, because children don't act like this. And we were in the ER for, like, 10 hours, and like there was like a person with a shot wound. I mean, it was insane. When they finally got to him, they checked to make sure his little testes weren't twisted, because I guess that's a thing that can happen, and it can like make it so one of your testicles can't, or both don't. Anyways, once they checked his cute tiny little testes, because it brings stomach pain too. Yeah. And we did all the things to make sure he didn't have appendicitis there, and he had stopped screaming for hours and hours ago, because he was screaming in pain.
That's stressful.
It was definitely. I'm like, I don't want to go to the ER. I've been to the ER with him a couple times. It's just because he's a busy kid, and things have happened, whatever. But I finally, once we got him home, we were about to go to bed. He told me, like in his own little voice, that he'd drink 2 of them immediately after another, and I'm like, that is why your stomach was in pain, you dummy. I'm kidding, but I'm like, oh my God. Had I known, I wouldn't have like even rushed him to the pediatrician. Right. I would have been like, okay, we're gonna drink water, we're gonna try and flush your system out, maybe even make him throw up. I don't know, but like, what the? I was just like, children, they do their darndest thing.
The joys of motherhood.
I know, exactly.
Like, now you tell me. Yeah. Oh man. Yeah. But that does bring me to like, that's interesting that he had such an kind of an explosive reaction, because children's stomachs are younger. I don't know, like more innocent, and that's how I feel.
His innocent little stomach.
His little stomach. That's how I feel when I eat foods that attack my stomach. Yeah. Now, and I'm like, some people will say like, that really sucks that your stomach is like that, like, I'm sorry, because I have to, I have to be very disciplined about it, or I'll pay for it. And it's like, it becomes one of those things where once you know how bad, like cigarettes or whatever, it's like, well, now that we start to know what's bad for me, like, you make the choice to avoid it because you don't want to feel sick.
It's horrible.
So it's not just like I eat healthy. It's like, no, I will get sick. But on the flip side, I know now what's triggering my body. I mean, I didn't used to know like that my whole inflammation would happen in my back. Yes. Around my period, I could barely walk. I mean, this is the type of stomach pain we're talking about.
It's insane.
Like, it can get that bad. So it's not even as much of a choice. I have to eat this way. What makes me sad is people that can't afford to eat that way in this country. Yes. And that don't have the, financial means to do that. They don't have the information at their fingertips. They don't have that. And so I feel very lucky that I really want to shout out a company called Epicured for all of our millions of followers. But Epicured has really helped me in terms of restricting my diet in a healthy way and helping me eliminate certain things. Lactate helps if I ever want to enjoy a pizza, and I am gluten-free, but I can't eat processed foods. I can't eat certain things. And
well, it's a blessing and a curse in a weird way, because again, we're not talking about celiac disease here, right? Like, this is a little different. So if you find out you have celiac disease, you cannot touch the tiniest amount of gluten. But if it's a sensitivity or if you have all of these food intolerances that start creeping up, that's a major sign that, like, what's happening is that my system has been so stressed for so long that I now have chronic inflammation. And this is where the trauma piece comes in, right? This is where, like, the trauma counseling and food and gut stuff come in. Because if I am changing my diet, but I'm not dealing with the underlying, like, hypervigilance in my body, everything I eat my body's going, if that's inflammatory in any way, my system says no way. And so we feel like it's a lifelong prescription. But if we can reduce the amount of inflammation and stress our body is going through at a baseline, you can slowly start reintroducing those foods. Like, I used to, if I had like a crumb of gluten, I'd be in pain for days, just like you're talking about. And now I can have a croissant.
Amazing.
It's amazing. I don't know if that's in the cards for me.
It took me years.
Yeah. But well, again, and I got the celiac test, and it was negative, the blood test. But then some people were telling me you can't just go off of that. You need to do a genetic test or something.
Yeah, there's all kinds of things.
I did get a genetic test, and it did confirm
That you are celiac?
She's a celiac. But I can...
Don't you dare touch that croissant.
but I can, I think because of some of the work I've been doing, like I can do like some cross-contamination. I can do like certain things. Well, so I don't even know what I have.
Here's the thing, again, and there's so much misinformation about this. It drives me wild. The autoimmune diseases, right? Celiac disease, like these happen because one, there are genetic like we have a gene, and that's why when we do the genetic testing, just because you carry the gene does not mean you actively have celiac disease. Like if my mother has rheumatoid arthritis, I might carry a gene that says that I am more prone to getting rheumatoid arthritis, right? But epigenetically, I don't have to turn that gene on. But the rest of my life and the amount of stress that I have, and I mean, let's be real, like families carry this down more than just genetically. It's because we have intergenerational trauma. Things like you talked about socioeconomic status, right? Like this is a systemic problem. This is not just a me problem or what I should be eating or not eating in my family. It's like there are some serious social issues that affect this, and then we're to blame, and we have to buy more expensive food at Whole Foods, like, right?
Right.
But we have these genes, and I may carry the gene for celiac, but if I have a relatively stress-free life, or I'm not overly stressed, and I don't have trauma throughout my life, and eat a relatively healthy diet, I'm not going to present as celiac. Okay, so it's kind of this
might have turned on.
It turns on the switch, and once you have an autoimmune disease, I have IBD. My partner has an autoimmune disease, right? Like it sucks because you can't turn that switch back off, but you can stop yourself from having as many symptoms, and you can keep from getting more. In fact, and I think this is so important for the moms listening, especially, more women have autoimmune diseases than men because we have more stress and more hormonal shifts throughout our life. So we'll develop one. And once you develop one, you're more likely to develop multiple. So a woman who has, let's say like a thyroid issue, like Hashimoto's or hypothyroidism, is more likely to also develop arthritis. It can also develop all these other autoimmune issues. And it's just the body in chronic pain and inflammation. So the more we reduce the inflammation, the better all of those things get. So it's kind of why, again, like if we're supporting your body so it's less stress, when you're doing digestive enzymes, all of that, then your body's able to tolerate a lot more because the baseline amount of inflammation is so much lower.
I need you to start a podcast, okay? And here's the thing. I know we have to wrap up soon, but I just like... I as you're talking about all these things, I'm like, I know I'm gonna tell my cousin needs to call you, and honestly, my dad, who he's old and white knuckling it through the world too, but has stomach issues too, and I'm just like, and trauma, and oh my God, like my brain is exploding. So like when you do start your podcast, I'm manifesting it for you. No, I'm kidding, but I'm following because I just feel like I have so many more questions.
There's so many things, and we didn't even get to talking about the political stuff, right? I would love. Like it's, again, we need to think about as women the systems that have us in chronic stress. How we as moms are like carrying the mantle of so much life. And then, I'm experiencing bloating on all this stuff. So now we have to go into financial stress to buy all of this special food for special diets. And I'm blaming myself constantly thinking because I'm not good enough as a mom.
Strong enough. Other generations did it. Why they had 9 kids. Well, they lost one. Timmy got ran over by
are you kidding me?
A train. And then the other one got molested by another one. I mean, it's not when we romanticize having so many children that we all did it. That drives me fucking crazy. No. 2's enough right now. Like for me. To your point, don't blame yourself for having all these issues.
Well, and again, it's like there's such a feeling of powerlessness as women. I feel like if the women who were dealing with this stuff realized, like, got out of the loop of looking to wellness companies, ads on Instagram, like looking for some savior to tell them how to get better, and just connected to their bodies and actually listened to that intuition and went like, I'm going to do what feels right to my body, we would topple the whole fucking system.
Oh my
like,
gosh.
you know, it keeps us in this space of feeling powerless for a reason.
Yeah.
And so, yeah, like, burn the system.
Yeah, I know.
For real. I mean, the way the food is processed in America, the way that we treat maternal mental health and health in general, the way we don't have support systems, like, these are all,
right.
And,
it's a ripple effect.
On the other hand, not stressing out about it too much, because it's only gonna be a cycle. So it's just like, screw it, I'm gonna eat, like, I mean, sometimes I really like those, like, Hostess things that I really want one of those so bad, and they're so bad for you. But if I just eat it and I'm saying I'm having a good time and this is wonderful, then it's gonna be okay. You know what I mean? Like, I can torture myself too.
Thing, right? It is, but it's a cycle, right?
Yeah.
It's like a spiral of, I shouldn't. Oh, and then I shame myself, and I shouldn't have done that. And like, it's like it's a whole thing.
Oh Lord,
so much to unpack. But again, we are so, as a culture, we are so separate from our senses. We are so much in our minds all the time. And if I could, like, sum up all of this into one thing, it would be like, if you could just listen, truly connect to and listen to your body, and rest when you need rest, and, like, eat when you're hungry, and, like, just really trust yourself.
Oof.
A lot of these
Trust
issues.
yourself.
I know, it sounds so easy.
I like love it, and I actually, because I just started this new job, I feel like I'm losing myself a bit. Because when I was working from home and sort of way more in my own body and my brain, and I'm sensing that. Not to make this about me right now, but
no, please. I feel like
I'm joking, but like that, I think is such a good thing for me to focus on, and I am excited to ask my children the questions about how does your body feel when you eat, and all those things. I love that.
And like, how many emotions are we suppressing, especially as women? Like anger.
Yeah.
Oh my God, anger is so valuable. And if you can't express how you're feeling and your emotion, guess what? You're gonna get constipated.
Yes.
Literally. Like at a physical level. So like, to be able to speak out, to be able to say, this is what I know in my body, this is how I feel, you will receive the feedback. Your body is giving you feedback all the time of like, if I, you're overthinking, you're stressing, you're too angry, like, well, let's process this. You're not digesting things, so
wow.
Right?
You guys,
it's a lot.
Yeah, it's unfortunately it's a bit of a luxury in this country to be able to have the time and energy to reflect, or to and with the demands of motherhood, especially with little kids or babies, you barely have a second to shower.
Oh, I barely went to the bathroom, I swear. If
I
did, I would be like, they'd be on my lap. And
so something we can do is try to help other moms out, the men in their lives, help them out as much, give them breaks, create your village as much as you can, and get yourself that time you need. Instead of, if you have an hour for a nap, if God willing, if you're lucky, that was something I was struggling with. There's so many things I need to be doing right now. I can't relax. What do you mean? Like, I can't rest? Yeah. Well, I had to. My whole body was shutting down. And I'm not the only one. No. So women, ask for the help. Demand it. Yeah. Fucking, Well,
and we're so isolated. So, like, meet some moms. Like, team mom, right? Yeah. Like, connect together. Like, it's so hard when you're isolated. And to just remember, like, to be in it together, and to remember, like, you're not alone. You're not the only person thinking these things. You're not the only person feeling these things. And if we could just talk about what's real instead of what everyone's trying to sell us, maybe we'd be one step closer to that.
I love it. Okay, so at the end of our podcast, we always like to do you have any parentless pleasures? Something that has nothing to do with the kids, something that you're enjoying. It could be like a TV show, it could be something that make you laugh, something that make you cry, something that, it could be anything. And
oh my God.
think about, I'll start. I rediscovered my earbuds I lost them for like a year, and I just found them, and when it like you can't hear the noise cancellation, it's amazing. Okay, for me, it's because everyone's talking to me all the time and need something from me, and even if they're quiet, then I'm like, I'm like stressing. I get home, I'm making dinner, I'm like all these things, but actually it's so stupid. But I put my headphones in and I'm putting on whatever, or maybe not even anything. I like calm down because it really is quiet, and that's my parentless pleasure right now. It's like I'll be like folding the clothes and listening to music, but it's like thank you for the noise cancellation, because that is like it's really helping me actually have a moment of zen, or like a real moment of like recharge. It's not a long moment, but it is a moment. Yes, and it's been great.
Good.
Yeah. How about you guys? Do you have any parentless pleasures?
Yoga is a big pleasure. And finding a gym that has childcare is hard, but if you can, that's great, because you can take 1 hour to yourself. But I would say, that's
you
not
did it,
new,
right?
but I do yoga a lot.
But you found a place that will watch the kids.
Yeah.
And have you taken them to the childcare? And do they like it?
Yeah.
Hallelujah. Yeah. That's amazing.
Mm-hmm. So that's what I had a good one that I thought of this week, but I can't remember it. But
you were your jazz class.
Yes. Yeah.
And I blew her up at the
classes
beginning.
for myself.
Yeah. Yes.
Yeah.
Dance class got me through motherhood. It still does.
Mm-hmm. Do you take dance class here in where we're at?
I am just a dancer. I'm just a slut for dance.
Yeah, me too. I love to dance too. Let's go dancing. Okay, no, but is that you dance now, or do you?
Yeah, I haven't stopped for 20 years.
Really?
I can't. Yeah, it is my connection to myself.
Where do you dance?
Everywhere.
Okay. So you're not like taking a class or anything, or I did start our days since my husband's been gone. I've been turning on music and I've been making them dance with me a little bit in the morning.
Dance parties are great
because everybody's pissed off in the morning. No one wants to wake up. I'm hard like pulling their little butts out of bed. But anyways, yeah.
Yeah. I feel like I have a lot of parentless pleasures. I really do.
Good.
This sounds, it's just so lame maybe to some people, but nature for me, like
not lame. I need it.
Yeah. It is. I would not survive without my nature time, and if I can just have an afternoon to like go get lost in the woods, it will keep me going for a month.
Really?
Yeah.
I like the beach too, like walking in the sand. It's been a long time. I haven't done anything.
For me, I love being places where I don't see anybody else.
Oh, yeah.
Like, I don't want to see a single soul. Like, I just everybody get the fuck out.
Yeah. This is your version.
Me and the trees.
It is my version. I also do the noise canceling headphones. Like, let's be
I love that. I need some nature.
Well, thank you so much for coming on.
If
we will put your info in the show notes, but for people, if they want to find you, they follow you on Instagram or go to your website.
Yeah, Arielle Zeija Counseling on Instagram, ariellezeija.com. It's just my name. So if you search my name, there aren't many Arielle Zeijas.
No, there aren't. In more ways than one. You're a special lady. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much for coming on.
Thank you.
Thank you guys for listening.
All right. See you next time.
Bye.
Thank you guys so much for watching our show today. We really appreciate you. We also want to give a huge shout out to our production team at SCV Studio. Thank you, Tyler, Anthony, and Juan. You guys are amazing. We appreciate you. Of course, thank you to our family, our friends who support us through this, who
watch our kids during
exactly. I was going to say parent alongside us, who we love you. And if this episode resonated with you at all, please share it. That would be great. And
like and subscribe.
That's right. Like and subscribe. Leave us a good review, 5 stars. 5 stars.
Yeah.
And then also, if you'd like, follow us on our social media. That's at
The Full Momty Podcast. And we're on Instagram and Facebook and YouTube. So come on and see the journey on social media.
Social media. Love you guys.
Love you. Bye.
Bye.